Ready? Start it. I am obliged for the opportunity given to me to speak. I stand here to support the appropriation bill and also appropriation bill under consideration. Since the philosophy of our budget, which we have debated for our days in this house, is very much reflected in the two bills under consideration, and since both the sides were appreciative of certain very important features of the budget, which is very much reflected in the appropriation bill, I support it wholeheartedly. There cannot be any denying of the fact that everybody from our side as well as from the opposition side has admitted that this is a green budget, but on grey landscape. So far as greenness of the budget is concerned, even the opposition members have come forward while they were putting their points of view on the budget, saying that for the first time a great emphasis has been laid on agricultural productivity, and they believe that it will lead to productivity. While replying yesterday, the finance minister commented upon the fact that once productivity is raised, demands should be raised, and the destabilizing forces in the economy would be contained, and so on and so forth. Therefore, with this hope giving budget, what I say is that it is for us to consider and support. The first salient feature which I want to point out, and which is very much reflected in the appropriation bill, is that rupees 3,000 crores more loans will be challenged to the agricultural sector. The second salient feature is that the import duty on pesticides and allied weed killing medicines will be diminished gradually, and fertilizer prices will reduced by as much as 7.5%. The third features is that this 12% more financial subsidy will be accorded to the farm sector compared to the fiscal year 1997-98. Besides, a large portion of this huge amount of rupees 120 crores to be spent on infrastructure facilities like transport and communications will go to the rural areas. Then there is money to be spent on irrigation, which is very well mentioned in the appropriation bill. Sir, it is pity that while the union government has been so concerned about the upliftment of the poor, many state governments seem to have been diverting central funds meant for poverty alleviation programs to other fields of expenditure, which should be stopped. Sir, the government has taken a few forward-looking steps in ameliorating the condition of our people in their own households. Excise duty is reduced on cement, clocks, stainless steel, utensils, electric bulbs, Janta cloth, tea, coffee, Vanaspati, and so on. Look that excise duty has been reduced on every item being used by all our households, by everybody, either by children or by ladies or by men. Now, Mr. Vice Chairman, sir, may I dwell a bit upon the criticism leveled against the budget by some of our economists and intellectuals. Let me make myself clear that it is far from my intention either to criticize the criticism as such or to condemn the critics themselves. What I find distressing, however, is a discernible undercurrent of painting everything the government does or does not do in shades of dark color. There seems an inherent tendency on the part of the critics to criticize the government for everything regardless of merits or demerits. That is what may be called an intellectual negativism. Sir, nobody is denying them their right to criticize. In fact, we welcome that, but these criticisms must be honest, and while criticizing, they should point out the alternatives that they may remain open or that they propose. In the absence of this, the criticism lacks constructive content, become sterile, and ultimately cannot but lead to endless debates of futility. Firstly, we would like to comment on one jurist's recent speech in which he accused the government of breach of faith. In all humility, let it be said that this phrase, breach of faith, may have a very special relevance in the sphere of jurisprudence, but when it is applied vis-a-vis the government, it has a far deeper connotation, transcending all spheres. Why does he say that? Simplistic as it may seem, one is not so sure if he has already arrived at a definitive conclusion that it is so. Be that as it may, we would like to point out that a mixed developing economy such as ours does not move in a stereotyped straight jacket fashion. Therefore, to assume that there would be no variation backward or forwards turns would tantamount to saddling the economy in inflexibility. This would be neither conceptual correct nor fiscally appropriate. Also, as the economy is constantly evolving to a newer graph of growth, there cannot be any finality. ये 795 800 के आसपास वर्ड है और ये कॉमन वर्ड 2C का फर्स्ट नंबर है, 2C का फर्स्ट नंबर। स्पीड बताता हूं मैं आपको इसकी। एट्टी 83 के आसपास स्पीड है इसकी, 83 स्पीड है। 80 पे लिखेंगे, केसी से लिखेंगे कंटेंट।